It's Annie Camia. This is my new channel. I'm starting it just to talk about NBA stuff, just games, just what I think generally of whatever goes on in the NBA from day to day. I'm gonna try and be making videos, I don't know, on a daily if I can. It does get busy, but I don't know. I love the NBA so much. I'll just make content, see how you guys like it. But I wanted to ask a question. How good are the Toronto Raptors? A legitimate question. After their win last night against the Warriors, all the huge stations are picking it up. They're like everyone is talking about it. If Toronto can beat Golden State in a 7-game series, because that might have been a preview of the finals. Like honestly, I think Toronto's clearly the best team in the East. Golden State, they're about right. After that KD Draymond thing, I don't know. When Steph comes back, they should mellow out and they should start to get back to their usual selves. But this video is mostly about the Toronto Raptors. It is asking how they fare against other teams. What makes them different from like other previous Toronto teams? And I think it's literally Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green. They bring to the table something that the previous Toronto Raptors from other years, didn't have. And that is that Kawhi Leonard brings two things to the Toronto Raptors. He can score at a high level. He's basically he is 2 times better than DeMar DeRozan. As good as DeMar DeRozan was, he's 2 times better. He can score at a high level. He can not only can he do that, he can lock down major players on the opposing teams. He like last night, he was going toe to toe with Kevin Durant. He's granted Kevin was making a bunch of ridiculous shots. The guy had 54 points, but still, Kawhi Leonard, one of the only people in the NBA that can give KD problems, and there aren't a lot of that. So his offensive prowess, which is good, which accommodates for DeMar leaving, because Toronto does need a primary scorer, and I don't think Kyle Lowry can be that guy. But no, he can score at a high level. But the most important thing he brings the aspect of being able to score and being able to defend at a really, really high level. Like, if Toronto did not have Kawhi last night, no, they would have gotten demolished. Like, no way. Like, granted, he scored 54 points, but still, what Kawhi does for Toronto is beyond like what DeMar could have done. I think Toronto won that trade when you look back on it. But I can't leave him out. Danny Green also brings in a lot for Toronto. Danny Green can defend. He is a veteran. He knows, like, he's gonna be such an asset to Toronto come playoffs, because him and Kawhi are gonna be such assets to Toronto come playoffs because of their leadership. Because Greg Popovich was saying the other day, Kawhi can't lead. Kawhi leads. Like, you have Kawhi on the floor, the things he's doing, you as a player, you're gonna want to follow him. You want to win. You see how the dude's playing. You're gonna want to do the same thing. You're gonna want to follow him. So Greg Popovich was wrong for whatever he was saying about Kawhi Leonard. But what I was saying about Danny Green, what him and Kawhi Leonard bring, they're gonna be assets in the playoffs. They have experience. They've been deep into the playoffs. They've won. They won in 2014, and Kawhi won the Finals MVP. He can, so that brings a lot to a struggling Toronto team who always falls short. They're always good in a regular season, but come playoffs they just can't get it done. Maybe that was because of LeBron, but still, some previous years, it's just they've had their chances. Like, they need someone who can get them over the hunch, who can get them to the playoffs and lead them through the playoffs and let them know, hey, this is how it's done. And I think Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard are those two guys. Like, Toronto they couldn't have gotten two better guys if they tried. So, like, just saying, like, when playoffs come, Danny Green knocking down Danny Green knocking down major shots in the last few minutes of over OT last night just goes to show you like what he is. He's a veteran, very experienced, knows what to do, very he's very secure with himself, and he can lead he can lead the Toronto Raptors. Like Kyle Lowry, when it comes to the playoffs, that's not him. He can't do the things that Danny does, and Danny can also guard really well. He can play really quality defense, and those are just some of the things that they bring to the Toronto Raptors. They have improved dramatically. Like they have gotten so much better, and it's like it is that was a preview of the finals, and I'm calling it right now. Toronto, Golden State next year. Yeah, those are just my thoughts on Toronto Raptors and how good they are becoming. Also, one person I didn't mention, Ibaka. Ibaka blocks shots. He's like Toronto's defense here last year, up this year. Like Toronto's defense has just gone off the charts, and this is why they're winning. Like Ibaka, they're all dialed in, and they want to prove something, and they are like they are here to stay and win. They're here to prove that hey,